colleague ministers, hopefully honorable members on the other side of the House, and to the people of Guyana watching and listening across our 10 regions and the diaspora. It is my distinct honor, I'll tell you a few, and deep privilege to be given the opportunity tonight to lend my support to the 2026 budget and the budget debates. This 1.558 trillion budget, and yes, it is the largest, and we are proud of this. It is bold, it is ambitious in vision, it is practical in delivery. And those, Mr. Speaker, are not accidental features. They are hallmarks of the governance of the People's Progressive Party Civic Administration. Because year after year, we have delivered budgets that are practical, that are progressive, and that are people-centered. It's therefore no surprise that Budget 20... If my voice is affecting you, just plug one side. 2026 continues to transform the national infrastructure, expand our health and educational services, create jobs and opportunities, ease the cost of living, increase direct household support, and drive national development in all communities across the length and breadth of our country. This budget, Mr. Speaker, maintains fuel relief and freight support, increase pensions, introduce transportation subsidies, reduce vehicle costs, catalyzes the local manufacturing sector for furniture, expand access to financing. Mr. Speaker, continuing modernizing government services and strengthening our judicial systems. So listening to this presentation of the 2026 budget, it filled me with pride and confidence that the direction we can be rest assured that we are heading in, and presented by my colleague Dr. Ashni Singh. And we must acknowledge this stamina, his discipline, the leadership that is mobilized to ensure that we are today debating this budget, a plan where every program, every policy, every project put the people first. I wish to take the honorable member from yesterday, Mr. Sherrod Duncan, on a brief trip down memory lane, because it appears that selective amnesia has become a strategy for some of the members on this side, on the other side. Just under 6 years ago, we inherited, first of all, what was called the Ministry of Communities. What it was in reality, Mr. Speaker, was a community of failures. What we inherited? A massive backlog of housing applicants, inadequate infrastructure in existing schemes, the construction sector at a standstill. The ministry itself, it had an alarming absence of housing policies. From May 2015 to July 2020, Mr. Speaker, 5 long years. The APNUAFC record in the housing sector was 7,534 allocations, 2,000 of which was when you were on borrowed time as caretaker government. Mr. Speaker, this honorable member, Sherrod Duncan, spoke of decay of the houses and that are being built. Mr. Speaker, the honorable member should be the last person to criticize the housing program. This honorable member, who once sat on the Central Housing and Planning Authority board, named tonight, while as a member of the board, one house that board approved. and now have the audacity to stand in this honorable house and lecture us on programs of housing? Mr. Speaker, let me remind the House of Legacy of the program by the previous government. They constructed, let's go, 200 houses, follow me, 200 houses on the coastline. And then to add insult to injury, they introduced duplexes, 40 of them that were neither properly recognized by the banks or could be covered by the insurance companies. There was no legal framework. This People's Progressive Party civic government passed the act. For Hinterland, 21 houses alone were built. Mr. Speaker, the then minister within the Ministry of Communities, Honorable Dawn Hastings, only built houses in Kako, the village where she's from, and the surrounding villages in Region 7. Mr. Speaker, that's it. That's all they did for 5 years. That's all. Mr. Speaker, under our government, we embarked on over 600 hinterland houses, over $1.7 billion invested, including in Region 7, 1, 8, and 9, all hinterland regions. Mr. Speaker, the honorable member challenged the government to show him one housing area that was completed according to specification. Mr. Speaker, a challenge is nothing new to us in this government. We have set the parameters. Mr. Speaker, I can go on this here. Only this afternoon, His Excellency the President was here. Just go to the Cummings Lodge housing area. Just go. Just go. And you know, right next to an area that had stigmatization, go to the people that are living in the houses in Cummings Lodge and ask them what they have. They have concrete roads. And I could go on. I have pictures here. Mr. Speaker, I would like to invite the honorable member to take a tour. Include those communities in your infrastructure specifications that you've called for. Perhaps include them on your general visits that you have. Mr. Speaker, let me remind this House again. The APNU-AFC government developed only three schemes. Three, Mr. Speaker, they did only portion of infrastructure work. These schemes were already established under the PPP government in 2015. And they speak about specification, yet, Mr. Chairman, I challenge the honorable member that is speaking now. Show me one new housing area that when under you were serving under the APNU government, show me one new housing area you established. The records will show, Mr. Speaker, no efforts were made to acquire new lands for housing development. So how are you going to do it? The 7,000 plus allocations, Mr. Speaker, they did were all in the areas that the PPP established prior to 2015. Mr. Speaker, the honorable member on the other side of the House alluded to Poe Bridge. That is so small, the houses that are being built under the Let Them program. And if you throw your towel on the floor, it can become wall-to-wall carpet. Mr. Speaker, this honorable member will not speak about the houses that were constructed and they said much bigger, but let me remind you, I must remind you of the houses that were built at Prospect under the APNU government, 18 by 20 houses, and you are criticizing the low-income size houses. And in fact, they call them chicken coop. Mr. Speaker, The honorable member, Mats has always been a problem for the APNU government. Where's my friend? She gone. They spoke about Bartica, Mr. Speaker. Well, Bartica has 55 houses that are under construction, 30 of which are completed. Mr. Speaker, I said that's the problem. The honorable member, you spoke about Silica City and the preceding speaker. Where is the speaker? Gone? They don't stay to listen. Mr. Speaker, this new scheme we're building, Mr. Speaker, the city will cover over 3,000 acres of land, equivalent to the size of 18 new housing schemes that we developed in Region 3 over the last 5 years. Mr. Speaker, we have committed, I want the honorable member to listen very attentively. Good, perfect. We have committed $5.2 billion investment to date for phase 1 and phase 2 for the houses. Of that, Mr. Speaker, we have expended $1.2 billion on the completion of the phase 1 infrastructure that caters that we have already building 110 houses, of which 40 are completed. Further, as part of the expenditure, we have another $800 million invested on the completion of the houses and approximately $348 million that we've paid on mobilization advance for the phase 2 infrastructure. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, on average, a total of $2.3 billion has been expended to date on Silica City. Mr. Speaker, sure. This area where members of the opposition can spend their leisure time when they will no longer be sitting in the Honorable House after the next elections. Mr. Speaker, I invite them to follow the housing program. But Ganesh, you can't, Honorable Ganesh, you can't, because you got your house lot at the last minute. And I don't have to remind you. Mr. Speaker, that side has a pattern. They create confusion. They manufacture hardship. They make excuses, and then they come to this house pretending that they are the champion of the people. Mr. Speaker, the people of Guyana have not forgotten, and neither should this house. Just 11 months after we returned in 2020, we allocated close to 5,000, and they took whole 5 years to do 7,005. But in addition to handing over titles and transports to hard-working Guyanese families, when we state the fact, the opposition members are quick to say, well, we have the oil money now. Mr. Speaker, let me state this clearly. All the oil revenue in the world will not derive development if a government lacks vision, discipline, leadership, and a commitment to delivering social solutions for people. Mr. Speaker, we often speak in this House in terms of statistics, allocations, and billions of dollars when we're talking about the housing program. But housing is not done in abstract. Housing is deeply personal. Housing is for the youngest teacher in Region 6 who wants to stop renting. Housing is for the single mother in Region 3 or Region 10 who wants her child to grow up in stability, not uncertainty. Housing is for the policeman, for the nurse, for the market vendor, for the minibus driver. Only ordinary Guyanese all can have housing. All they want is a key, a title, a home, a future. And Mr. Speaker, this is what your government is delivering. Over the past 5 years, 53,000 house lots allocated. We surpassed our manifesto commitment of 50,000. When we started, your former honorable colleague said, oh, we joke in the numbers and it was magic thinking. We surpassed that. Over 100 housing areas established. 22,000 plus of that, 53,000 went to single women. 45,000 or 86% of our allocations, Mr. Speaker, went to low and middle income allottees, ensuring that housing development is not for the privileged few. Mr. Speaker, the honourable member gone. I wanted her to listen. 1,912 informal settlers were regularized. 25,000 land titles processed. 4,500, the Honourable Mr. Brown answered you. 4,500 houses constructed. 235 core homes. 28,710 concrete blocks were sold under what is called a community-based employment stimulation project. And under this program, Mr. Speaker, 116 block makers were employed, including women, including persons who are living with disability, including persons from the communities of North Ronville, Leopold Street, Mocha, Section B, Sophia, Plum Park, Victoria, Dickinson, Denhamstel, and I said the Science Society for the Blind. Mr. Speaker, the honourable member mentioned, only 4,000 houses plus in a 53,000 allocations. May I remind this House, the People's Progressive Party Civic Manifesto of 2020 did not mention or commit anything about housing. We added houses as added benchmarks and as added targets. Mr. Speaker, and it's hypocritical for the honourable members to ask about housing, and I just mentioned their record. Mr. Speaker, in addition, for the steel and cement subsidy that we just heard the previous honourable member criticizing, provide support for steel and cement for foundation level to help all level. Mr. Speaker, these subsidies alone provide immense financial relief and enhanced quality of life to over 10,000 households in keeping with growing housing demand. Mr. Speaker, just days ago, we launched the Yarra Cabra Homestead Program that provides affordable, sustainable home ownership opportunities for low and middle income female-headed households. Give me one innovative household program that you had in the APNU government. This is a first of its kind, Mr. Speaker, and already we have persons who have started to pre-qualify. The speaker coming after me will go more in depth. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, we implemented a range of housing assistance measures, VAT removed from locally, now you have from locally produced materials. The low-income mortgage ceiling moved from $20 million to $30 million at the commercial banks, and now the inclusion for the insurance companies to offer similar services. And while all of this we're talking about, we also implemented the single window approval system, for which you, honourable member, if you want to be a responsible member of this House, must also play your part to speak to the people in some of your local authority areas that you or your party has control of, and tell them, ensure that they do their part of doing their necessary approvals in time so that the beneficiaries can receive their approvals. The opposition has mastered the art, Mr. Speaker, of loud without being useful. They shout about allocations, tell me about allocations, but they complain now about housing speed. But for 5 years, they were asleep at the wheel. They criticized the mortgage ceilings, but they left the people poor without a pathway to financing. Show me one pathway. Mr. Speaker, one cannot spend 5 years doing almost nothing and then return to this parliament and pretend to be an expert. This is not leadership. This is theater. And Guyanese are tired of your theater. They want performance. They want real performance. They want measured in homes, built, titles delivered, and communities development. Mr. Speaker, we expect to significantly expand on the achievements over this next 5 years. It is grounded in our manifesto commitments, and it will continue to have socio-economic transformation within the housing sector. With projected growth rate of 16.2 overall and 10.8% in the non-oil economy, there is both fiscal space and urgency. You remember that term, fiscal space? An urgency to continue investing in resilient and inclusive housing solutions. Mr. Speaker, in this regard, we intend to aggressively reduce the current backlog of applicants. We intend to establish new and upgrade existing housing areas, where, for example, Region 6, Molson Creek, Hawkstyle, Providence, Overwinning, Region 5, Experiment, Region 4, Chatham-Margaux, Larry Souvenir, Region 3, Wales, Region 2, Hovenorik, Onderneming, Region 1, Port Kaituma, Region 7, Bartica, Region 10, Wisma, Kwakwani, Lethem. Mr. Speaker, and I can go on and on. We intend to construct our 8,000 homes for all categories, inclusive of low, moderate, and for what is called young professionals for the high income. Areas such as Onderneming in Region 2, Hovenorik, Cornida Ida, Region 3, Anna Katrina, Edinburgh, Haruni on the highway, Silica City, more houses, La Reconnaissance, LBI, Region 4. Let's go to Region 6, Prospect, Smithsons, Palmyra, Region 8, no exception, 4 Miles, Mahdia, Region 10, Wisma, Fitzhope, and Kwakwani. And those are only the few areas. We intend, Mr. Speaker, to issue at least 7,000 titles and transports, develop new and recreational facilities and green spaces, assist in the installation of the street lightings, develop designated truck parks, and also with that is what is called auto zones, automobile zones. So, for example, in areas such as Metamerzarg and Wales in Region 3, Grove on the East Bank, Enmore on the East Coast, Palmyra at Region 6, number 75, 76 Village in Region 6. Those on the highway, those are some of the areas for which we will be have designated truck parks and auto zones to address some of the complaints that are coming from the communities. We will complete the Craig to Landacanaan Highway that is under construction. We will begin the Schooner to Parika Highway, for which the bridges are being done under the Ministry of Public Works. We will complete the overlay from Eccles to Great Diamond and from Meersargen to Crane on those 4 lanes. And we will complete the additional lanes from Eccles to Massey Road at Heroes Highway. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Member, Mr. Saiku, expressed a concern about the cost of road construction. While I welcome scrutiny, and we welcome this in the ministry, it will be remiss of me not to explain quickly, because time will not permit, but the reasons why you will continue to have, you may have increases. In short, Mr. Speaker, in this case, you have the construction of access roads, because what you did, Honorable, was compare Mandela to Eccles with the other portions. You have access roads, roundabouts, lane widening, drainage works, utility relocation, all contribute to increased construction costs. Mr. Speaker, and including also our signage, the lighting, the bridge, the culvert that were constructed, these were all at costs that will take it up. And may I remind the Honorable Member, these were all These were all tendered works, open tender. Mr. Speaker, we have exceeded our manifesto commitment. We have employed single women through more, whereby we have empowering our women, and particularly single women, more than 22,000 allocations. We supported with subsidies. We regularized a number of areas, and we have ensured that families who have lived in uncertain environment have a security of tenure. Mr. Speaker, to our usual critics, I want to acknowledge the over 250 small housing contractors who play their part as part of the 4,000 plus houses constructed. You tell those small contractors, all local small contractors, you tell them and criticize them. They have played their role. They have created employment of over 25,000 for 25,000 persons. Now think about the magnitude when we will embark on our 8,000 first phase program, which will therefore mean, as part of our 40,000 total, for which, Honorable Member, we have also thought about how we will implement this, and that is why we have gone out already for expression of interest. We received over 234 expression of interest, of which 130 plus indicating that they had their own self-financing. So as I speak, the team is going through that evaluation, and that is where we will be moving to be able to implement and build the number of houses we intend to build. We have invited on those expression of interest modular type of houses, because you will recognize, Honorable Member, for us to have the productivity, then you cannot use the normal style alone of where we have these houses being built. Mr. Speaker, development will not wait for permission from those who fail to deliver it. The future will not be postponed because the opposition is uncomfortable with success. Budget 2026 recognizes that housing is a national priority. The allocation from our ministry is not just a number, it is a reflection for ensuring security of homes, empowering families, and fostering communities wherever Guyanese can thrive. We will continue to innovate, as I just mentioned. We will continue to build. We will continue to uplift. We will engage with criticism through evidence, not noise. But Budget 2026 is not a budget for the privileged few. It is a budget for the teacher, for the nurse, for the sugar worker, for the public servant, for the single mother, for the young professional, for the pensioner, for the ordinary Guyanese family that wants every human being that deserves a safe home, a secure title, a community to belong to, a future to build. And this is what this budget will deliver. Mr. Speaker, we come to this Honorable House, and I move on to some other points. We come to this Honorable House for the last few years, and year after year, the Honorable Member, I'm looking for my eyesight, Honorable Member Flubes comes here and talk continuously about MOCA. Mr. Speaker, allow me to correct again for this House the persistent misrepresentation of facts regarding the Caneview MOCA area housing situation. Mr. Speaker, the narrative that was advanced by the Honorable Member is not only inaccurate, it's misleading. It's unfair to the citizens who rely on all of us to speak the truth about matters that affect us daily. The lands at Caneview were not ancestors' land. They were owned by Gaisuco, a state-owned entity. The residents in question were informal settlers squatting on reserve lands. And in fact, this was established in the official records. To suggest otherwise is to rewrite history for political inconvenience. Mr. Speaker, this matter went to court. And the 6 persons, they all lost. They all lost because they did not have any ownership. But, Mr. Speaker, more importantly, we gave a commitment in court that we will still honor all of the same compensation packages that were provided to those who are accepting. And may I say to this House, one of those 6 collected or received their approval for their compensation because they have seen the wisdom, and we are still honoring, although they went to court and lost. Mr. Speaker, instead what the honorable member should do is work with the people of Mocha, because as you go, Mr. Speaker, we are proud to say there's another portion for which you have squatting. And as I speak, tomorrow, come to the office. We have a number of them that will be allocated officially, because we are regularizing 3 fields that we were able to acquire the land. And we have already awarded and started the infrastructure work for that squatting area to give the people of Mocha dignity. You know what? The chairman of the NDC, and including the honorable members of this House, try to get the people to not cooperate. And what we are doing, we are providing a community that they can be proud of, for which they will have a title and security of tenure when we are complete. Mr. Speaker, a lot has been asked about allocations and the process, and mentioned about not being fair. But, Mr. Speaker, when one comes to the offices, the central office or the regional offices, we don't look at face when you're applying for a house lot. Are we saying, Mr. Speaker, that the 53,000, and I'm really proud to claim all of them, are we saying the 53,000 is of only one type? Are we saying the 53,000 are only supporters of the People's Progressive Party? And I am proud to claim them, because if they're all my friends, if they're all my family, and if they're all my favorite, I am proud to claim them. And I'm making this challenge tonight. I challenge any member on the other side, if at any time they can put their hand on the pulse and tell me any one of them has brought a matter personally or on behalf of others for which it has not been addressed, or for which favoritism has been recognized. I challenge all of them. All of them. I'm coming to you now. This honorable, since you want to crank me up, how much time do I have, Mr. Speaker?
You're into your last 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Let's go. Mr. Speaker, I'm glad the honorable member got her voice. What's honorable member Natasha Singh? This honorable member, Mr. Speaker, stood here in this House and spoke about someone in Port Kaituma, Leona James, and called for Leona James and gave the crying, dry tears. Oh, she died without receiving her permanent disability assistance, and she didn't get her benefits. Mr. Speaker, I first of all will raise this, and I'll quote here. This is from the niece, and I'll put 2 evidences. This is from the niece. This is, and I quote, "This is a lie. And she used to get the permanent disability assistance. Please rest, let her soul rest in peace. This is a big fat lie." Mr. Speaker, I have the evidence. This is 2025. What the honorable member, what that person could not get in time was the 2026, because they died in January in the same period when the books were being distributed for 2026. I have here in 2025, that person received their benefit. And I'm not going to say more. The Ministry of Human Services will show you since 2019, the late Leona James received assistance from the Ministry of Human Services. You should know better. But since we are new, honorable member, you said to this House, and I'm reading here, that pensioners are receiving just $160 a day from the budget increase, an amount that you said is equivalent to the cost of a pack of Dixie biscuit. But, Mr. Honorable Member, somebody help me here. Just take out the calculator. How much is it per month? How much is it? 46,000? How many days in a month? So if you take 46,000 divided by 30 days, you will get 1,534 per day. And the Honorable Member is equating that to 160. Honorable Member, if I were you, I would not say anything else to this Honorable House. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Members, they come here and they talk about favoritism. But I want to say to you, let's remind some of them. Region 10. Region 10. Don't rile up now. Region 10, we're so biased, right? Region 10, 2,315 allocations. Yes, we're so biased. Region 4, 27,976 plus allocations under the last period. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Member, and I want to explain our commitment. We said we will clear all of the arrears of pending applicants for all of the regions, and we will be unable to accept Region 4. And I must outline, because you have to put things into context, Region 4, apart from being the largest populated region, has, as a correlation, the largest pending applicants. Region 4, Mr. Speaker, has 52,142 pending applicants. If the Honorable Members were doing their allocations in keeping with trends when they had their time, we would not have had to start with the backlog. And yet we achieved over 50,000. And that is the reason. So, for example, Region 1, 187, Region 2, 2,000, I'll round it off. Region 3, 10,000. Region 5, 3,500. Region 6, 8,000. Region 7, 300. Region 8, 70. Region 9, 900. Region 10, 3,000. Those we will clear as our commitment and as we work to remove the backlog on Region 4. And may I also say, starting as a new week, we will be increasing the years for which we are addressing in Region 4. So, Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, as I see you signal to me, I want to say to this Honorable House to give my support, my deserving support to the 2026 budget, not only because of the number it contains, but because of the lives it will transform, because of the homes it will create, but because of the future it will build for all Guyanese. I thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Our next presenter will be